what's up with for today? We got a Polaris Pro diesel 4-seater, and we're following up on that radiator. So we got the new radiator right here. We're gonna start by taking these out, and then we're gonna go from there and see what's under there. So you're gonna need a set of Torx. I got my little handheld right here. It looks like it just kind of sits in there. So I think once we get this bracket off the top, radiator should pretty much just pull out. We'll drain the fluid, but first I want to take these out and see what we got going down in there. So let's get started. Alright, so once you get these bolts out, you're going to go take these ones out right here. And what it looks like it happened was this got bent. Poked a hole in the radiator. You see the hole right there. So let's pull these out and see if we can get a better view. Alright. So once you get that off, you can clearly see the radiator just sits there. So you do have a radiator hose here, and you have a hose down there. So right now, it doesn't look like the fan is going to come out straight up to the top. So we're going to get a 10 mil, and there's a 10 mil bolt here, one down there. And it looks like there's one right there and one down there. We're going to get those 4 out and get the fan unhooked from the radiator. And then once we do that, I'm going to start working on getting the radiator drained out and the lines unhooked. Alright, so I found it's easier to come from the bottom and go up to each of those bolts here and there. So if you notice, I got my duct pliers clamping off that radiator line. That way, whatever fluid's going back doesn't rush out onto the ground. Right now, I'm going to go get a bucket, and I'm going to unhook this front line, because I don't think I've seen a drain actually on this radiator to drain the fluid. So I guess we're going to have to do it the old school way and just pop the hose and let it run out. And hopefully I catch it all in the bucket. So we're about to start doing that right now. We'll go get my bucket, put it down here. I'm gonna pop this line off, or this hose off right here, and let the fluid come down. And I'm just hoping my bucket's big enough to catch everything. But I am in the shop, so in case of a spill, I can use dry sweep. I'm in the Army base shop. They were nice enough to let me use one of their bays to let me do it, so I don't make a mess on the ground just in case a mess happens. So go Army. Let's go. We're gonna get it done. Cool little trick I learned when you got a radiator hose. You just grab it like this and twist it once, and it usually pops right off. Let's see. Oh, she's off. Just try to set it to where kind of just leaks out a little bit. It goes right in my bucket. Well, there goes my duct pliers. At least it's going in the bucket right now. So let me go over here, get my duct pliers, and try to reach up here, get them back on before we got a ginormous mess. Try to angle it. Yeah, I'm trying not to make a huge mess in the shop. So we're going to let it slow leak. And it's going right into the bucket. So we're looking good there. We're just going to sit like this for a minute. Because you all know if I take it off, it's just going to spray. So we'll be here for a second doing this. Alright, so once you get the fluid, I mean that wasn't that much. I did make a little mess, but we got some dry sweep. Once you get that unhooked and that done, you're gonna go to the top, up here at the top, and you're gonna come over here, and you're gonna see if you can get this hose unhooked without a nightmare of flight and the adjustable wires. Let's see. Yep, it's looking like, hold on. Yeah, that was a two-hand job, so we got that off. Let's readjust the wires out and do a quick little pinch and twist. Pinch and twist. Just gonna let the hose free. And it's unhooked, so theoretically it should just pull right out. Let's see. Might be a two-hand job too, one sec. And yeah, just like that. I had a little trouble with the fan hanging up on it. Just like that, it's out. As you can see, the little fan. Where's the little thing? Okay. So the fan just sits down in those holes on the bottom of this plate. There's a little foot that goes in there. That's where it sits. So I'm gonna try to get the fan back in its little footing. That way, when it comes down to the new radiator going in, it's already all in line and ready to go. So let me do that real quick and we'll come right back. And there you go. So now it's sitting back in this little footing. We're gonna go ahead and grab the new radiator and see if we can just nicely slide it down in there without messing any of the pins or anything up. So you want to hold that out of your way. Just gonna sneak it down in. Oh, that was easy. Right in its little happy home. So now once you get it down on its home, it actually sits on those plastic plates. The bottom of the radiator sits down on top of it. So that actually helps. Now we're just gonna, first things first is put all of our fan bolts back in. And then we're gonna go from there and start getting our brackets. And then once we get the hoses back hooked up, we'll fill it up full of fluid again. Alright, so once you get those 4 fan screws or bolts back in, you can go ahead and come back up. Pop on this hose right here. See if we can get that clamp to go on without a fight. But if you're a mechanic and you're watching this, you know these clamps are the worst design ever. They do not work for a part of the team. There's one. Let's go to clamp number 2. Get that hose on. And clamp number 2 is on. And then now we can take our duct pliers off. we're gonna go ahead and still radiator cap. And this one over here. And don't forget your overflow. The overflow. So now get this back on in its home. And we put our clamp right here. One goes there. And this one goes here. So let me get this back together. We'll fill it up with coolant and give her a run. So we're getting our last bolt tightened down there now on these clamps. Get them all snugged up. Nice and snug. Because they were a little bent, so that's what holds the radiator kind of snugly in place. So now that we got that done, we're going to go get our coolant. We're going to top off the radiator and the reservoir and then clean up our mess. So let me get the coolant topper off and make sure she runs. Alright, so it only took like half a gallon, and that's including the reservoir, so I'm gonna fire it up and let it cycle and suck the water or the coolant where it needs to go. And then we'll make sure that it's topped off all the way. Pretty much purging the system right now. It's topped down already. Pretty much what I'm doing here is purging all the air bubbles out of the system. I'm going to let it run until the thermostat opens, fills the engine full of coolant, and then I'll re-top it off, and then we should be good with no air bubbles. And there it is. She's all done. Cap's on. She's up to temp. She's running good. Doesn't seem like no air bubbles or nothing in there. So if this was helpful, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Support my channel. Share it out. Whatever you got to do. Thanks for watching.